How's it going, everybody? MrHulthen here. How you guys doing? I'm back. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I just wanted to say hi because again, my streaming schedule is all over the place. I don't know how to keep a clear streaming schedule. I'm trying to learn, guys. Give me a break.
MrHulthen here.
Sorry about it. But yeah, I'm trying my best here. It's gonna take some time to get used to it again. But yeah, we gotta try. I'm just gonna do one thing here and just set one thing up before I start yapping away. There is also one thing I want to mention that I feel like I need to talk about because it's kind of been on my mind for a moment. You guys might have noticed, like some of you watching here might be one of the people who commented this the other day, but I made a review for not Claire Obscure. What's it called again? Grail, Tainted Grail, the game I have behind me. Okay, so in case you guys didn't know, I said a kind of a dumb thing at the start of the video. I thought it was a funny little, jab at Skyrim because I'm a big Skyrim fan. I am a big Elder Scrolls fan generally. I would say Skyrim fan, honestly, more of a Skyrim fan. I have like a couple of thousand hours or something in it. In any case, so I had a little bit of a jab at the start of the video that I found funny. Some people obviously didn't find it funny, where I say that the game kind of, when I first saw Tainted Grail, I thought that it was like just a Skyrim copy. That's the first idea I had. And I was proven wrong, gladly, because it's definitely not a Skyrim copy. Yes, it has some elements from it, but that doesn't mean that it's a copy. I thought it was a funny thing. I had the Homelander meme all saved up in my folder, and I was like, yeah, let's do a thing where I say something funny there. And for some people, it's funny. For a lot of people, it wasn't. So I apologize if I in some way offended you by saying that Tainted Grail looks like another one of those Skyrim clones. Because to be fair, there haven't been that many. There have been a few, but that was back in the day. That was a long time ago. So yeah, I just want to clarify that. I'll take the L. That was dumb. In any case, double audio is fun sometimes. Yes, it's very fun. It's very enjoyable. Wait, do I still have it on? Double audio? Nope, it seems to be off, I think. I missed those streams? Yes, you did. Welcome, by the way. How you guys doing? How you guys hanging? Audio is fine? Oh, okay, nice. I was like, oh, damn, I'm scared for a moment. I thought it was going to be like, catastrophe situation here. Gotta pop a monster and a lit cigarette for this occasion. Hey! Not celebrating the fact that you're smoking, though, Koto. Gotta say. But you do you. You do you. Why is it set on Elder Scrolls? Oh, right, that's because that's what I was supposed to be playing last time. Tainted Grail. I do want to talk. The thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let's switch over to Massive because that's probably the most fitting category here. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but James Olin, I was thinking we might do this at another point, but the director for Exodus, he has been posting a ton of like lore drops on his Twitter, and it's pretty cool. I was thinking we should probably check that out, but I don't know. Maybe we should save that for another time where it's like a little bit more fun. Because today I'm not expecting a lot of people to drop in because it's Saturday, but it's just chilling. Julia, what's up? How you hanging? How's it hanging? In any case, I gotta show you this. Okay, so here we have James Olin. This is the guy in charge of this game. So he has been posting all these really cool, like, art pieces from the official Exodus art book, I think. We have a ton of things, really, to go over. I have actually written a script for it that I kind of want to record just for the sake of it. But, like, look at all this stuff, man. Like, the world building for this game is going to be huge. What's your thoughts on the Elden Ring movie announcement? I mean, it's cool. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games, and FromSoft games are one of my favorite types of games. So I'm not sure how they're gonna nail that one, really. I'm not really sure how they're supposed to bring that feeling. I don't think they can, because like the Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, those games have never been like something that I've ever imagined being able to, that you can actually turn into a movie or a TV show, because it's so not really like the world building is there, but it's all like hidden beneath the curtain. You have to like figure stuff out on your own. And so I don't know how they're going to, because the risk of turning this into a TV show or a movie, that is that you kind of remove that magic of what Elden Ring and Dark Souls and Bloodborne tend to do. In that you start to figure out stuff on your own. So if it's steadily like showcased to you in like cinematic format, I don't know how that's going to go over. Hope you're all having a fabulous Saturday. Same to you, Phil Marston. Tofu Monks, looked like that tiger had a house on it, but it's just in the background. Let's see. The tiger, right. No, yeah, that's just a skyscraper. Yeah, no. I could definitely see that, though. I was like, turtle tiger. That's very interesting. It wouldn't have surprised me, though, because this game is going to be doing a lot of things with, mixing animals and doing hybrids and all that kind of weird stuff, but supposedly in a relatively like a realistic way. It's going to be really, really, really interesting to see what they're cooking up here. We're already seeing a ton of things here. So let's see here. I think he started with this one. We have bears. We got another look at the, the bear companions, boar companions. And this is also for the tabletop RPG. We get a sneak peek at the, what are they called? Celestials. These are the Imperial Celestials. These guys, the lanky ones. Greetings, Lahoriel. Welcome. Appreciate it. They could make a movie about the lore, but the Tarnished can't work as a movie. Protagonist. Agreed. I don't think so either. Exactly. That's the hard part, because you are the Tarnished, right? Like you put yourself in the, in the shoes of the protagonist of the player character. Julio, I'd imagine you could do it from perspective of pre-existing lore characters, Godfrey backstory. Right. That's actually something I brought up myself. Let's see here. Alex Garland. So the saving grace of this entire project is that it's Alex Garland who's in charge of it. And Alex Garland, he was the one who made that Ex Machina movie. You guys remember that one with the AI? Very, very good film. And essentially, yeah, he is... he also made Civil War, right? Oh, yeah. So, that's the saving grace of this, I guess. But yeah, there is a movie, an Elden Ring movie coming. But it's gonna be, it's not one of those games that I myself expected that they would like turn into a film. It's a little odd, to be honest. Like, I'm not totally against it. I just hope he can nail the feeling of what Elden Ring is all about. Hopefully he actually plays the game. Let's read and see if they actually say that he has. I can't see anything here yet, but hopefully he plays the game first, so he Be careful what you read about an Elden Ring movie. Be careful. What do you mean? What do they mean? What do they mean? Hey, Scott, welcome, man. Speaking of Exodus, I started watching Deep Space Nine recently. Oh, what's that? Is that a TV show? I don't know. He not only plays it, he loves it. He has videos of himself saying he played DLC to New Game +6. Oh my, really? Holy shit, is that true? Alex Garland. Elden Ring. Play. I'm guessing... Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Nice. Elden Ring live-action movie director Alex Garland previously said he was on New Game +6 and loves Shadow of the Erdtree. Don't even want to think about the hours I've clocked up. Can't seem to stop playing. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's a good thing. It's in good hands. +6 is not bad. That is legit gamer behavior right there. That's some good shit. Nice. It's a Star Trek show? Oh, Deep Space Nine, is it? I think I've heard of it at some point. But yeah, that's really cool. Okay, I was worried about the movie slightly, but now, holy shit, he's one of us boys. This movie's gonna be fucking peak. Hopefully it will be. You know, you never know. We'll have to wait and see until we see some trailers and, well, until we get the movie. But I'd imagine he would have, like an Elden Ring movie would have to be very long, I feel. And I was thinking, like, the idea I got was like, oh, is it going to be like Radahn as a main protagonist? Because I could imagine Radahn being, you know, that would actually be badass if they actually made Radahn the main protagonist, because that would elevate him even more in the game. Because then you would be like, oh my god, it's Radahn, I'm fighting Radahn in the game, you know, because he's such an epic fight already. He's such an epic fight again, you know, later on. I can't spoil too much, but that would be so badass. I would love that. Radahn protagonist. That would be badass. Divine, how you doing, man? Welcome. How you been, Dark Brotherhood? I've been pretty stressed out, honestly. Mostly, you know, just making content and playing too many games. I think I have too many games that I'm currently playing. Like, I have such a huge backlist that I gotta, you know, play through. I have a bunch of retrospective videos that I want to do that I have, like, queued up. But I don't know what to start with. I don't know where to go because, well, I've gone back. I played The Last of Us 2 and I made a retrospective out of that. It was fun to make, but then again, you know, because my opinion is very much like I say what I feel in the moment when I'm playing through the game. And so that retrospective got not hammered. I would say that generally I think it was pretty positively received by people here on YouTube. But I did notice that people were like annoyed that I had certain thoughts and certain opinions. And that is also why I wanted to do that community post, because I feel like, okay, guys, don't take everything I say as absolute certainty. If I say something and you don't think that, that doesn't mean that I'm lying. It just means that I have a certain opinion. And if I have that opinion, it doesn't mean that you have to, or that you're wrong, or that I'm wrong. It's just an opinion, right? But that's also what makes like reviews and talking about retrospectives and older games and stuff like that very interesting, because you can debate these kinds of things like from a, you know, from a future standpoint, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, I go off on side tangents all the time. I apologize. Join the club. Having too many games to play. Yes, absolutely. I absolutely hate it. I love it on one hand, but I also kind of want to focus on making like super engaging videos. I kind of want to dive into theories again, especially, you know, Exodus and Mass Effect theories, because obviously they go kind of like hand in hand. But I also want to do retrospectives, and that's the thing, you know, I've done a lot of various different things on the channel right now, and I guess I'm just experimenting, but generally, yeah, it's all these games that you have to play. It's like, oh my god, and it's at some point you feel so burnt out. I've honestly kind of started missing my everyday job, my day job, honestly, because being a content creator full time and then having to play game after game after game after game, it kind of ruins the whole concept of games as a hobby to me, because it's not so much about having fun anymore. Now it's just a job, not even like a well-paying job, just a job. And so I'm like, I should probably go work again just because I want to have something to do, because I'm going insane. Just we have video games, reviewing them, talking about them, theorizing, coming up with different ideas, writing the scripts, editing the videos, doing the thumbnails, everything is just, oh my God. It's like, it's fun, but it's like, and then you gotta, follow everything to make everything as engaging as possible. I don't know, man. Yeah, fatigue, man. It's fatigue for real. This industry is so tiring sometimes, especially this year when there's so many good games. It's like, oh my God, can I just, for a while there, I was like, I really want to focus on talking about Expedition 33. I really want to just keep talking about that game because I love the story so much. But then I realized that, oh shit, okay, so, the hype train goes over and now you have to talk about something else every damn time. Every damn time. Shockwave. My pet cockatiel is watching this video and likes your content. Does he enjoy my voice? I hope he nods. Why didn't you hire a team? I don't have the money for it. Honestly, I make about as much as most of you guys probably do. I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm a small time. I'm small time. I'm nothing. So I do YouTube full time, but I can't afford anything. I can't afford a thumbnail artist. I can't afford stuff like editing and things like that, because that would speed up my editing process and let me release more videos. But at the same time, I kind of just enjoy also just doing everything myself, because there's a certain way I do my videos and I find it hard to find anyone who actually could do my videos like I do them. I don't know. Yes, I have considered it, but I can't. It's just way too costly. Everybody, everything is so expensive now as well. Like, prices have gone up so much that it's like, yeah, no, I'm not paying that. Scott Williams with the 21 months. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for being a member and a supporter for so long. My favorite YouTuber on the Citadel. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Scornlock, I'm actually considering making my first YouTube video this summer, going over the in-depth, boring details of the state of EA and BioWare and where they're at in the industry right now. That's not a bad idea. That's how I started, basically. No, I started with doing, like, theory videos and being all, I started on the fun side, I guess you could say, about like, just thinking about the fantasy and stuff like that. But I think, yeah, being analytical and talking about the industry is a pretty good way to go. I would say that you should probably start there today, because that is really where gaming discourse has gone. Like, when I started, which was like 3 years ago or so, people were still not as, there was a lot of gaming discussion as it's always been, but it's very like a focused point today because of all the politicized stuff. Everything is very political. Everybody talks about it all the time. And so in an analytical way, I would say that, yeah, that's probably a good idea, make something like that. But look at it from a truthful perspective. So you don't like, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do, but preferably, I would probably watch if it's something that is very, okay, we'll look at both sides, what makes sense, what is probably true, what is probably not true, and just, go from there. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Shockwave. Yeah, me too. Made some videos and edited these vids on YouTube, and it's hard. Definitely. It's also like, it's different when you're doing everything yourself. It definitely is. Absolutely. But then again, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Not going to sugarcoat it. Realistic, grounded take with positives and negatives. Good. That's how you got to do it, really. at the end of the day. Anyway, let's jump over here again because I want to keep looking at James Olin's stuff right here. I just find it so fascinating, like all of the lore that they're building up here. You know what we're gonna do? I think I know what I'm gonna do. Just a moment, guys. Spoiler, Andrew Wilson is the negative. Yeah, Andrew Wilson. He is a peculiar fellow. Let's just say that. I'm just messing around here with something. You know, now I'm going to do that another time. I'm not going to do that now. I think looking at this like in a video would probably be a better idea. What do you guys think? Breaking through breaking down all the Exodus stuff. All the lore we found out so far. Just keep doing what you're doing. Definitely will. Absolutely. But yeah, it's kind of a drag sometimes, being a content creator. It's not that it kind of sounds like I hate it. I don't. It's just, sometimes it's very frustrating. Just full-time, generally speaking. But it's a good idea to start YouTubing generally otherwise, especially if you have a side job. If you just have a day-to-day job and you want to do YouTube as like a side income, or if you just want to do it for creative purposes, do that too. It's a great thing if you can combine them both. Like if you do want to make money, but you have something that you really want to say, or you feel like you have something that is really interesting, or at least interesting to you. That is how I imagined it when I started. It wasn't so much that I found it very interesting for everybody else. It's just that I found something personally interesting, and then I started making videos about it because I had thought about things before. I had like fantasized about, what's going to be the future of Mass Effect, what would happen with Shepard, and all that kind of stuff. And I guess that started to take off. I think the first video that really started to take off was the dark energy theory video that I made. And that was one that I was genuinely very interested in. I even made 2 videos about it, I think. I made the first one and then another one where I like revisited the whole thing, the whole concept. What I'm seeing is that many space-related games are coming out nowadays. Absolutely. Especially with Exodus, man. Exodus is such a big one. I think it's going to be a huge one. My gut feeling is that this is going to be a big game. Specifically because of all the lore and all of the love they're putting into it. I think it's... it looks like it's going to be like a huge thing. Because generally, when you have this much like in-depth like races, you have explanations for how the universe works. Like there is a very clear vision to Exodus. I feel that many other franchises or many other games don't really have, not to this degree. I mean, they have this entire like 2-page description of this weird bug that we've never seen before. The Ovar personal carrier changelings, likely designed for military use, they can still be found shuttling Imperial Knights into war zones, making contested landings or providing emergency evac from a flight turned sour. So this like literally Starship Troopers bugs that the Celestials designed, apparently. That's so crazy. Like, look at this. Look at this. Whoever pulls off Elden Ring in space is gonna make bank. Absolutely. Definitely. Elden Ring in space, though. Vapor, I've been playing Andromeda. Please don't hate me. It's so hard. I'm kidding. Well, I enjoyed the combat and the gear and the builds. I'm sad I have a huge of how a huge missed opportunity it was. Definitely, it absolutely was, because specifically the problems with Andromeda was never really so much about the gameplay. I feel there's some parts about the gameplay that just did not work. Personally speaking, I feel like some of them didn't work. Like I don't like the quick swap system of swapping between builds. I don't know why. Like some of you, I've seen that some of you write that you like it, but I just thought that it was too, like, I want some more replay value, I guess I'm trying to say. I prefer the way you could like reset your builds when you have to go to the Normandy to do it and stuff like that. So I like when it's like a little bit complicated. But yeah, the dialogue and the story are the two most definite, like, yikes, particularly the dialogue. That has been the issue, I think, for a lot of BioWare, like for their games since Andromeda, really. Like since Andromeda, like a lot of the dialogue has like gone downhill. Not really sure why, to be honest. It's just not as good as it's been before. I will genuinely be shocked if Exodus doesn't set a new bar and blow away the sci-fi RPG scene for gaming. They could very well steal the spotlight from Mass Effect, absolutely. But then again, they can't really, because Mass Effect is Mass Effect. Then again, I don't think Mass Effect Andromeda was a financial success, so it's still possible that people are going to be like, yeah, nah, but we'll see, of course, depending on what happens with Mass Effect. But yeah, this could be the thing that people like really go full like into in comparison, because there's just so much stuff we're seeing already, which is insane. Relly, by the way, with the 26 months, thank you so much for the support. Exodus doesn't seem like a game by committee like many of the modern flops. Definitely, yeah. They're not just following a trend here. This is like, that is one of the things that I think is one of the main points to why a lot of these games that are like blowing out the water right now is because they're not trying to follow trends. They're trying to do something that they want to do, like something that they enjoy doing, that they find interesting, that they find genuinely exciting, that the devs enjoy working on, that they all want to work on. And I think there's different parts to what makes a good game, of course, but I think that is one of those things. There needs to be a real passion. Does everybody like on the team want to work on it? Does the game have a clear vision? And I think those two things are definitely, like, everything he's shown here so far points to that direction. Not the furries. I didn't see that. Oh my god. Okay, look at this. I kind of like this though. This is very like everyday, like modern day. But this. Oh no. Oh god. I would rather have a full power wheel, yeah, because it took forever just to get one more profile in Andromeda. Yeah, true. Deputy, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing? Look at that sumo guy right there. Doesn't look very sumo though. He's very, very muscular. Generally, they're not that ripped, honestly. Defined. How you doing, Makis? Highly recommend the Exodus book, both the Archimedes engine. Yeah, I actually was about to order the Archimedes engine the other day. But I haven't, because I'm a cheap guy. I'm very cheap. I'm trying to save money. The creators of Exodus definitely have a clear vision of what they're striving for. It's Swift Runner. Swift Runner, is that like a wolf man? I don't know, man. That is the thing. Okay, we got to talk about this because I imagine a lot of people will. So a lot of the gaming audience, or generally speaking, a lot of gamers I've seen, now I don't know what percentage or how big of a part it is, but a lot of people seem to be generally very anti-furry. And people are generally clowning on the ideas of, or the idea of furries in general. And I wonder how that is going to go over with this game. With Baldur's Gate, we had the bear scene, right? With the Halcyon. And so that seemed to be that seemed to be fine because there are so many various possibilities, and that was just one of the possibilities of how the game can go. And so generally it was just a crazy showcase of what can happen in Baldur's Gate 3 if you go with the right directions and if you pick the right choices and yada yada yada. But here there's a very large focus on creatures and animals turned into humans, almost not really humans, but like they resemble humans. And there's a lot of DNA mutations and stuff like that. I wonder if people are going to be like, yeah, that's fine because it's a good game, generally speaking. But I do wonder if that is going to be like a point of contention, that people are just like, nah, this is a game for furries. He was a white werewolf in Dragon Age Origins. Was he? I don't remember him. That's a furry. You can't fool me. A fury over a furry. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Because we don't just have wolves, right? We have bears, we have pigs, we have birds, we have everything that is possible. There's even space frogs, I think. Yeah, there's literally space frogs in this game that they literally designed. There's also this weird thing. Okay, prepare. This is going to be kind of shocking for some of you, but what the hell is this? That is so freaky. What the hell? The real question is, will these humanoid non-humans be romanceable? That is the question. That is the question, isn't it? I wonder. Lewis Wood. This is a child. Luis Mayorga. This is a child. This is a kid. It's not an adult, my guy. But okay, what I'm gonna be reasonable here and say that generally speaking, when they are adult, that's what you're talking about. In which case, hell no. Are you crazy? What the hell? No thanks. What is that? Okay, they're called Itinkas. Itinkas changelings. The adult version. Thanks. Good. That's nice. Very, very nice of you to clarify. So that's a kid. Then we have the adult version right here. So these are designed by the Celestials, and they're like, I think that essentially they think that they are above humans, and they try to resemble humans in all the right ways and all kinds of wrong ways, essentially. They try to imitate what you do, and they do it so good that it's almost like scary. So, and because they look so fucking weird, apparently like that scares the hell out of people in Exodus, like the universe. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to meeting these guys because they seem freaky as hell. Is that what Tally would look like without the mask? I would imagine she could possibly look something like this. Yes. A weird, bald, no hair, mouth in the middle of the head, butthole for eyes, four-fingered, long-fingered. What is that guy called with the salad fingers? Yeah, they look like salad fingers. You guys remember him? That is literally salad fingers. You can't wait for Exit. Me neither, man. Like the things they're showing here. I love the comment there, the quiet kid in class. I gotta like that one. Jesus. You sold it? Nice. We have a canon picture of Tally's face. Yeah, okay, yeah, true, Koto. Very true. Yeah. We do have a canon face of Tally, and she's pretty cute. She's beautiful. So, but she's very basic in a way, you know. It was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of disappointed in what she looks like actually, because I thought it was going to be more, you know, ooh, you know, kind of angelic or something like that. Yeah, either way, she's cool. We have a bunch of other that I missed, I haven't gone over. Here we have the good guy Celestials. This is going to be very, very interesting to see. So there are these ones called the Devas. So they are like good Celestials. And we're probably going to meet these guys as well. These are two individuals. That's Eunice. Eunice is what's known as a long traveler, one of those rare beings who pilot their ships near light speed, looping through a circuit of worlds in relativistic months, while centuries, even millennia, pass outside. No one knows her true age, though some speculate her origins lie in the Remnant era. That's far back. So the Remnant era is like thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So she's like old as hell. From world to world, she follows her route with singular purpose, consumed by the drive to master a skill, a pursuit that might last a century or be abandoned in an instant. Over her journeys, Eunice has been an artist, crafting works of astonishing beauty, a builder of miraculous technologies, and a warrior who lends her skill to wars she has no personal stake in. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now would, I think. I think people are going to be, for Eunice, if we meet her in the game, people are probably going to be, you know, would. Morash, I don't know. Very interesting design, though. Morash has traveled much of the cluster, eking out a long lifetime on a solitary quest for incomprehensible truths. Morash was traveling incognito long before we humans arrived. He moved amongst the changelings and the lower castes of his celestial siblings, keeping his head down as he went about his quests. The advent of humanity provided him with a new environment that he could adapt himself to hide in. Emulating a human shape and nature is child's play. Damn, okay, so he can shapeshift? Whoa. However, living under human restrictions for any period of time can be a powerfully frustrating to one who has known the godlike power of the Celestials. Damn. Duke, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What? I think they're 100% gonna be at Summer Game Fest, and we will get a lot more to see. Yeah, I hope so at least, because the game is supposedly releasing in relatively early next year, so sometime around spring. So right around, I think, well, less than a year from now, I think. Now, I'm just speculating here, of course, I don't know, but they have, I think it was it Wizards of the Coast, or was it Hasbro that had a financial breakdown or something? They were showing that essentially that Exodus is going to be arriving sometime this year, next year. A cultured person, if I've ever seen what. You guys crazy. I love it. Never change, Duke. Never change. Awakened. I know. I absolutely know what some of you are gonna say about this. Duke of Gooning. Yep, I know what you're gonna say. So awakened octopuses, we have well, they are already intelligent. Don't you guys find that very fascinating that octopuses are they're literally one of the most intelligent species on the planet, like next to humans and dolphins. They're extremely intelligent, but they just live for like, what is it, a couple of weeks, a couple of months? Like their lifetimes are really short. But yeah, they are awakened octopuses in this game, and that's the thing. You know, you can have an octopus companion. As far as romance, forget the humans. I want to bang aliens. The thing is, Wheels, the thing is, there aren't really aliens per se in Exodus. There are, but they are designed aliens. Like they have become aliens through thousands of years of forced evolution and natural selection and stuff like that. So all of the races you see, except for the animals, of course, so like for this example, the octopus is, of course, from the octopus that they essentially made a hybrid of that essentially became super intelligent. But before that, all the aliens that look kind of human or that, that are not animals, they all originate from humanity. So even if they technically are aliens, they're still human. So if you were to want to romance an alien, you're still romancing a human. So it's fine, you don't even need to feel weird about it because it's still a human. I knew Duke was gonna say something. The more the arms, the better the grip. You crazy. I love how sci-fi lovers have divergent tastes. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing about sci-fi, right? It's so like fantasy as well, but fantasy has become kind of not one note, but a little bit too similar in various ways, where it's like it's become a lot about like magic, dragons, and evil dark lords. Like, generally speaking, that is what fantasy has sort of become the standard thing. With sci-fi, you just have so many possibilities. You have so many various things. Then, of course, there are a lot of those same elements. You have like aliens, you have spaceships, you have, stuff like that. But there are so many different ways they can go. We have Star Wars, which is really at the start of Star Wars, it was like a space fantasy opera. And then we have Mass Effect, that is more of a realistic take, I guess, a more technical way of describing sci-fi or looking at sci-fi. And then we have something like this, which is even more like a weird mix of things. Like, it's both super, super futuristic and very, very sci-fi and out there, but still it's very close to things that we know are true, like time is relativistic and things like that. They use a lot of really cool real world elements. That's really, the cool thing about sci-fi. You can do so many various things with it. Ali, how you doing? Welcome. No problems. No problems. Okay, fine. Dateable evolved humans then. Yes, exactly. We gotta come up with a term for that. Dateable, romanceable dateable evolved humans. DEH. Deh. D? Is that a good way to reference it? Because it's, that's what it is. Evolved human dating. EDH. Aren't squids supposed to be super smart too? Yes. Octopuses, I think, are more intelligent though. At the end of the day, don't take my word for it though. We get some enemy. I think this is going to be an enemy military construct. This one is also a celestial. Really, really cool. Kind of looks like a medic. But no, it seems like it's like a hacker or something. It uses drones. Okay, very interesting. This is Leviathan? Yeah, that was a Leviathan right there. Deputy. Thank you for the 18 months, by the way. Appreciate it. Much love. Much love. This one is really, really out there. This is what I mean. You can do so many various crazy things with sci-fi. So we have this thing here called the slow chair. And what it is essentially is that when you step inside it, I don't even think you sit in it, but when you step inside it, time outside slows to a crawl. So essentially everything goes... Wait, no, not everything outside, I think. I think everything inside for the person slows down while everything else speeds up. It's something like that. It's such a weird idea. Like, you get stuck essentially forever in something because you can see time moving and everything, but you can't do anything about it. But everything passes by super fast, I think. Really crazy concepts. Looks a bit like a Geth, kind of like Geth machinery, but it's actually just like a big chair or a big platform that you just step into, and then it just starts, going relativistic in ways. It's really weird. Time dilation chamber? Yes, kind of. That seems to be the case. Time dilation chamber. I wonder how many of these Celestials and Changelings you see, since there's quite a lot of them. I think these ones that we see like 3D models of, I think we're going to see these in the game. I definitely think these are something that we're going to see in the game. By the way, these are Gath. They're like big hulking machines, essentially, or organic machines. They're just really stupid, but they're super powerful, and like Celestials use them as like workforce. Yeah, so everything that's CG, I think. So the scary little babies, the Lobo right here. I think we've even seen the Lobo somewhere else, I think, in a trailer. But this thing is probably going to be something we see as well. I don't know why. It just seems like it's going to be like an element of the game. This one we've already seen in the show on Amazon's Next Level or whatever this show is called. So yeah, basically, and this also. These silicates. Slow chair equals localized time bubble. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Localized time bubble. Really crazy stuff, man. Absolutely love it. I really like unique ideas like that. Obviously, the silicate is like a symbiote, right? Kind of reminiscent of, well, symbiotic creatures. Well, but this kind of is reminiscent of Venom and of the symbiotes from Spider-Man. But generally speaking, I would say that a lot of this is like really cool. I just love the idea that the tigers here, for example, they literally have machine guns strapped to them, or cannons. Pulse gun, right. They have a pulse gun strapped to them. It kind of reminds me of that... you guys remember that old show where people were riding dinosaurs with lasers? What's that thing called? What is that? Do you guys remember that? Right, Dino Riders. I'm so stupid. Do you guys remember this? Dino Riders. I remember I saw this and I fell in love. I was so deep into dinosaurs when I was a kid. So this is just amazing, It looks like they've probably taken like a little bit of an inspiration from this. Dino Riders, let's go. That's so badass. God, I love this. This, like, just looking this up, like, just gave me such nostalgia. You guys haven't seen this? Sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads? Yeah, very true. Sort of. First time seeing this, Dino Riders. I fell in love with this when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's such a cool concept. So cool. But yeah, I think that's probably somewhere where they're going with a lot of the animals and stuff like that. Kind of. Maybe not exactly, but it reminded me of it for some reason. Well, love Mass Effect. This game looks so fresh and unique and so creative. Never seen such works put into sci-fi game. This game could become a big deal. I think it will be a big deal because they're probably going to be pushing this a lot the closer we get to release. And remember, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, they were the publishers to, or Wizards of the Coast were the publishers to Baldur's Gate 3. Or technically, you could say that Larian published it themselves, right? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but because they essentially let Larian make the game for a fee. I don't know, did Larian actually publish Baldur's Gate? In any case, they own the brand. They also owned the Exodus brand because they bankrolled them. So I'm thinking that they're probably going to back this game a lot, especially because it's James Olin as well and some other by our veterans that are working on it, as well as other, industry veterans, of course, from other companies. But generally speaking, I think they're probably going to push this a lot. I just have a feeling that they will. Localized pulse that eviscerates enemy DNA on contact. Yeah, that's going to be a really difficult boss fight, in case it is a boss fight, that is. But we'll see, of course. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot. I think I'm going to make a video about this in a couple of days, just because, I want to dive into everything that he has posted so far, because this is really cool. We have this, this thing. Called a crawler, right? Remind you of something if you played Mass Effect? Really cool stuff. Guys, I gotta get off. I just wanted to say hi and make sure you guys knew that I am back to at least trying to make sure that I stream as often as I can. We'll see how I do it on Monday, but generally I'm gonna try my best to keep up streaming for at least a little bit. But that's gonna be it for today. Yeah, I should go. Larian, as far as I know, is a completely independent studio. They are. With some stock here and there. There's some stock from Tencent, I think. I don't remember. There's some company that has some stock in them. Anyway, guys,